So I decided to give the Crow movie a shot because not every modern day remake of a classic movie is gonna suck. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, I noticed about halfway through the movie that the main character hadn't even become the Crow yet, so maybe that was my first red flag. And it's not even that the movie is particularly bad, it's just, well, I'm not really part of the target audience.
Angsty teens.
I think the biggest letdown of The Crow for me is that there's only like 3 fight scenes in the entire movie. And the last one at the end of the movie is probably the very best one. It's a shame that it takes place in an opera house where they're screaming in your ears every 5 seconds, trying to convince you that it's actually music. Like, you get this amazing build-up where Eric is walking towards the opera house, he's got his sword ready, and he starts slicing and dicing everyone up. And then just out of nowhere, it just cuts to the opera scene like I actually bought tickets to this thing and actually care. And then they'll do that over and over and over again. So the entire point of the Crow movie is that Eric and Shelley are in love, and when they're killed by some mystery murderer, Eric comes back as the Crow to exact his revenge so he can bring Shelley back to life. And that's the thing, the entire premise of the movie leans on 2 people in rehab falling in love over the span of 3 days. And not just any generic brand of love either, we're talking about true love here. And you know what, now that I think about it, it's not really that hard to believe that they're truly in love with each other. I mean, Eric is a creepy stalker who draws naked pictures of Shelley.
Is this me?
And she seems to not really care. I mean, honestly, it seems like being a complete creep just added extra bonus points for her. So maybe they deserve each other. And I guess that's the thing really, Shelley doesn't really have a good track record when it comes to judging people, because this is Shelley's best friend, and this girl has video evidence of a murder on her phone. So now a bunch of shady, ugly dudes are chasing after her, so she does what any reasonable human being would do in this situation, and shares the video evidence with all of her friends.
Why the fuck did you do this?
Because I guess it ain't really a party unless the homies are running for their lives as well. Anyway, the shady, ugly dudes end up kidnapping her, and that's where we're introduced to the main villain of the movie. Now, this guy can whisper into your ear and make you unalive yourself. Now, normally you'd be thinking that that's part of some demonic power set. But honestly, when I first watched this, I thought dude's hot sardine breath was the reason why people were pressing Ctrl-Alt-Delete. But I stand corrected, it's actually demonic powers. So Vincent is the villain of the entire movie. It's not like he's got like super strength or anything like that. He just whispers in people's ears and then they take a jump off of a building. That, and he's got about 100 henchmen armed with guns at his beck and call. And the cool thing is that Eric doesn't really have any superpowers either. I mean, at least as far as super strength or teleporting and all that stuff goes. I mean, when this guy comes back to life, the only real natural advantage he has is that he can heal himself like Deadpool. And when he gets shot, he feels absolutely every bullet that passes through him. Like, dude, on a list of superpowers, I don't think that this would be even on my top 100. Because this looks really, really painful. Now I'll tell you what's really weird about The Crow. Like, a big chunk of the movie takes place in a rehab center where everybody wears pink. Because apparently pink isn't girly, it's actually powerful. So that must be why everyone beats the brakes off of each other every day like it's a prison, and you've got a drill instructor yelling at you while you're doing jumping jacks like this is boot camp. Like, honestly, I can't see why people will willingly stay at a place like this. Now, granted, half the characters here are arrested, which is why they're there in the first place, but escaping seems pretty easy. I mean, they just cut their anklet bands off and they're out. Kinda makes me wonder why more people haven't done this. But hey, I'm not the writer of this movie, I'm just a watcher, and after watching this movie, I think I need to go to rehab myself. Anyway, this is That Guy, and I'm out. Thanks for watching.